I jumped off a building, they just didn't film it.
Hello, you three. It's a pleasure talking to you about Thunderbolts. And I have to say, first, my name is Ron, journalist from Berlin, Germany. Sorry.
Hi.
We see this story of these lone wolves, all of them battling their inner demons and especially their loneliness. And in this case, obviously, their inner void. How is it for you? We getting deeply in it. Are there times when you have to deal with your inner void, and what is your way of handling it?
Lewis?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why this character rings so true to me, not to get too personal, but yeah, there's a lot that I relate to in here. And I think that the movie deals with it in a really smart, really delicate and new way. And I think that I usually go to my family, That's where my anchor is. That's really that's my nucleus of my life, It's how I kind of reground and recenter, and it's pretty immediate medicinal effect that it has. I'm very lucky to have a good family.
Hannah and Wyatt, for you too. Oh,
I think definitely the loneliness. I'm not getting too personal, but I think even traveling and being an actor and being in this career, there's definitely a certain kind of singular, independent thing you have to kind of do. Like with some of my friends, when you leave all your family and friends back at home and you're traveling and like moving for like 6 months, and you kind of time difference, and there's like a loneliness with that, and you can't call your friends, or you can't call because they're in bed, or there's all within my career. What I love to turn to is my work and my set, my peers, my my fellow actors, and then friends and family, and having that and being open about that as well. But there's definitely so many relatable elements of this movie that I can definitely relate to, and with my character.
Hannah and Wyatt, for you too, Thunderbolts marks your return to the MCU. How does it feel to be back in now? I don't want to spoil too much, but in superhero business.
Yeah, it feels. I mean, for Ghost, it's tough. It's a tough. She's tougher. She's stronger. I think her posture is upright in this movie. I think before it was, there was a massive vulnerability with her, but there's a strength and a kind of freedom that you start off with her. But I mean, everyone has she is vulnerable, but it's a different strength and power. But yeah, she's a lone wolf. That's what I'm, kind of connecting that loneliness is. She's very, very much a lone wolf, and she doesn't ever integrate with others. So it's an interesting, I think, journey for her, and especially in this group dynamic to try and be part of a team, or accidentally fall into a team setting. But yeah.
Yeah, and Walker, you find him where he left off, but being able to have a little bit more of a gradient for having a character who has full just bravado. The facade that he carries is completely driven by insecurity and his own anxieties. He keeps things in, completely buried everything in his life, and you see it bubble out in insecurity and bravado, and that going in a direction of being able to take a hint and just being able to bring him down from that level 10 facade that he carries is something that I enjoyed doing. You found a lot of humor in it, which was fun to be able to do to balance some of the emotional aspects of what we touch on in this movie, which is some mental health things, and how do you rebound from those things, and how do you come back from that? I think that's important to remember about the movie too, is that it's not just about having mental health issues. It's about how do you deal with them and rebound with them and become better. and become a team and find those things that make you a better person, and a place that you can come from that's not just, well, I'm sad, I'm bad, I'm gonna stay here, you know, which everybody can do, and I'm guilty of, but.
I have to look at Lewis. This is your MCU debut as Bob, aka Sentry, aka The Void. So many characters to play, and I have to say, it felt like you were playing 3 different characters. How was it preparing for those different mindsets?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was kind of you had to build sort of an architecture with Jake, you know, that could kind of withstand the pressure of the whole arc, you know. And there's a lot, you know, that I would have done differently, that thank goodness I didn't, because I think Jake really understood the macro, like, essentials for what would make this work, what would make these characters work, and as one. And where I was kind of always too zeroed in into these micro things, you know, and I couldn't see the bigger picture. And because there's a lot that relies on, you know, you don't want to tell the audience how to feel about a character, but then you also want to be true to what you think the truth is of the character, and those are sometimes two competing things, because you feel like you should tell the audience what they should feel, but also always go back to just like where's the heart of this person, and then being sure to how to find the glue between them all and make sure that they don't separate too much, because they're one guy, you know.
One last thing. Your colleague Florence Pugh insisted on jumping from a skyscraper herself without a stunt woman. How did it go for you with this movie? Looking at the stunts, would you have loved doing it too, or was there a moment where you said, "No, the stunt woman, the stunt man can go in. It's fine for me."
I jumped off a building, they just didn't film it. Whatever.
I definitely, I mean, I'm the kind of, I'm put me in coach kind of person when it comes to the stunts. I'm like, I love it. And I mean, so those practical points where my double had to go in because there's mask on, mask off. And it was just kind of from a practical point of view, but any kind of combat, I'm like, yeah, kind of, I wanted to, but yeah, as much as you can, really, for me.
Would you guys have actually been able to step off of that building?
Oh gosh.
No, dude. I mean, I had kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if I didn't have kids, yeah.
Really?
But the idea that it goes for all, honestly, it goes for everything that I do, but it's like the idea that you're going to put yourself in that position is something I couldn't do, that if something went wrong, like it would have been up there being like, why the fuck did I do that? So
that she slept for hours after that, doing that stunt, because it takes not only a physical toll, but there's an emotional prep. I mean, I remember we went ziplining in Utah, and and honestly, I was nervous, and like, because I don't know why I'm so precious of myself, but I was like, oh God, I'm really, really scared, and I'm nervous, but I'm gonna do it, kind of thing, and you know, going. Florence just runs and jumps, and she's just going for it, and I was just like, there's something I admire about that in her, and I'm like, hell yeah, like she can do it, and there's something that inspired me to kind of go, okay, do you know what, just do it. And it's and yes, I mean, I'd like to think that I would try to do that, but I don't know if I have the guts.
Maybe you will do it in the future. I have to say thank you for your time, and we already know we will see you again in the future, so let's see what will happen with the Thunderbolts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye. Have a great day.
You too.